Inflations dropped to 14% in page 3. We also see that Anyanwu have voids Damagu suspension of a Ibom PDP ESCO in page 27, and the big headline, Governors renew pledge to speed up development in states. The next newspaper.
Okay, our next newspaper will be looking at the Nigeria Tribune. And at page 5, we'll see that Lagos government fought Obi on trade fair demolition. Insists buildings had no approval. And over in page 21, we see that Kwara security forces attack kidnappers hideout. Government urges limited movement. And over to the big story at page 3, we see that Pegasan suspends strike, issues fresh threat. And to the health story at page 23, we see that eating more fruits protects lungs against air pollution. Study has proven that. We see at page 21 that probe attempts to pay out 12.75 billion naira Osun local government funds as legal fees. PDP asks IGP and EFCC. And over to page 3, we see that Kogi government mourns as 26 feared killed, others missing in boat accidents. So Deborah will be taking us at the next newspaper.
Next newspaper is the Guardian newspaper. Front page, we see the big story. The leaders call for reform on poverty, insecurity, flattering democracy in page 6, Nigeria at 65. We also see above that particular story that Tinubu Ododo mourns as victim of Kogi boat mishap rise to 26 people in page 30. And in page 3, we see that Dangote rift with Pegasan. Unfortunate, says MAN. And in page 3, probe plot to fleece Osun local government of 12.75 billion naira, PDP tells IGP and EFCC. We also see that there is a congratulatory message on Nigeria's National Day celebrations from you can see the big picture that the president is actually having in front of that particular newspaper. Moving into the next newspaper, which is the Punch newspaper front page.
Okay, the Punch newspaper says that is in page 27 that Nigeria at 65. Tinubu's reforms yet to ease hardship. Experts have come out to prove. Then over to page 2, we see that one doctor attends to 9,083 Nigerians need lament. And we see in page 3 that 853 billion naira crime proceeds covered in 1 year. And over to the big story again, we see that NNPC laments losses as union halt action. And to page 3 of the same newspaper, we see that Nigerians languish in prisons after Ethiopia stalls MOU. And in page 4 and 5, it's indicated there that Kogi boat crash, death toll hit 26, Tinubu mourns. In page 27 of the Punch newspaper, we see that Wale Tinubu backs Africa Energy Award in South Africa. And in page 5, Nigeria arrested for attempted trafficking of daughter to Iraq. And over to page 30, which will be examined last in this newspaper, says Nigeria 8-month debt service bill. It's 2.8 $86 billion, CBN has claimed.
The next newspaper is the Daily Trust newspaper, where we see insecurity. Over 180 schools shot in the north, and a congratulatory message on Nigeria's national democracy as the big headline and also the big picture over there. And the next we'll be looking at the, yes, that's all the newspapers we have for today. So we're going to be looking into major stories that are concerned in that particular newspaper. And the first story I want to actually take is on the Daily Trust front page, the insecurity over 180 schools shot in the north. This is a very sad story. Knowing that, I think yesterday, a statement from Olusegun Obasanjo on the effect of our children out of schools, what it can do to a nation. And we've been looking towards, and also with the statement from our president about our educational reform and how we've been able to graduate. We're still hearing from the way it was in 1960, but still we're hearing some sad stories when it comes to our educational system, right from the fact that infrastructure is not good, there are so many students or children still out of schools, and the effect of these things, and even the students that come out of schools not being able to get job opportunity or being able to use their, certificate for what they actually learned. People come out to do what they did not learn in school, are forced to do because of the fact that there's no job opportunity. But we'll be taking the full story. We see that TV News Standard that 188 public schools have been shut down across northern Nigeria due to rising insecurity, bandit attack, and insurgency. A Daily Trust investigation was showing that the states like Zamfara, Niger, Sokoto, Kaduna, Katsina, Benue, and others in some schools are serving as IDP camps or military bases. In Zamfara alone, we have 39 schools remain closed, while in Niger we have 30 schools being shut. In Sokoto and Kaduna, we have 6 each. In Katsina and Benue, we have recorded 52 and 55 closure, respectively. This situation has worsened Nigeria's education crisis, and millions of children are already out of school presently as we speak, but we are seeing that more schools are being shut down, so more millions, or will I say, more children are being denied their, the access to education. Education experts warn that this prolonged closure could deepen poverty, illiteracy, and while residents say these displaced families are forced to choose between safety and schooling. UNICEF described this development as a blow to the future of the children in this region, stressing the urgent need that the government has to take action and restore security as well in all our schools in Nigeria. Security has been an issue, not just for educational systems. Security has been an issue even for the agricultural system.
In general. When
it comes to farmers going to their farmlands and being able to farm so that they can get the produce and go to the market to sell. It has actually taken a hike in price when it comes to the, will I say, food and commodities in the market, because of the fact that farmers are not being able to. And when they are being able to, is like going to your farm and hiding. You're hiding to get produce just because you do not want bandits to come in. This issue has eaten into different sectors in Nigeria. The issue of insecurity, we keep hitting on it. The insecurity in Nigeria has increased and is increasing. It's not getting any better. We're seeing that we're in a nation where we see that bandits are signing agreements with our leaders on them not being able to, or on them restricting, will I say, attacks, on them sitting with leaders to restrict attacks, and like they don't even get arrested, like it's their right. Thank you. Like it's written in the Constitution that bandits are allowed to actually, will I say, go about their duties just like every other citizen in Nigeria, doctors. So we should have.
So it's not a union.
So we have it.
What can we give national terrorists?
No. I do not want to see that they speak with that. But anyway, this just shows the amount or the hike of insecurity in Nigeria, and it's seriously bad that schools now are being affected, despite the fact that we do not even have enough children going to schools when it comes to the children that are going to schools and the children that are not going to schools. And now in the north that we've been trying to bring
to amend,
education
yes.
and sustain education in the north. We are now hearing that so many schools that are actually helping to move this is actually being closed because of insecurity, something that can be avoided, something that can be worked on. What's the government saying about this? But I don't know what you have to say about it.
Well, I know for a fact that insecurity is not just affecting education, but it's so painful. It's affecting many other areas. The educational system is even another system that should be rectified, because we're having challenges with that. People are struggling to go to school. Yet the ones that are opportunity to go to school are now trying to back off, right, because of insecurity. And for a fact, Nigerian leaders are trying to, to inculcate this habit of educating children. Even you made mention of Obafemi Awolowo. Yeah, he made a statement. Then he said the best investment a nation can make is in the education of its citizens. But at the same time, I'm glad it's a government, right? A government wants to put something like this in place. But the only issue I'm looking at is insecurity. But when you said even the terrorists are having a meeting with the government to bargain on where they should not carry out their activities or operations, well, it's just for the government to look into this. The schools now are turning into IDP camps. That's what the story is saying. It's just schools are there. Students want to go there. In the north, a lot of things are happening. Bandits, robbery, attacks on students. The painful part of it, when we begin to hear stories from other schools in the north, they don't even really want to do anything. They just want to take your property out of duress by force. And the moment you as a student try to refrain or try to, defend yourself, they attack you, right? And it becomes a chaos. And we just hope the government can look into this and begin to put all forms of security, try to mount some checkpoints around the schools. Because I remember one that happened earlier this year in a school, in a higher institution in the north. The only complaint that the students, or the only, should I say, suggestion the students could give then was this camp, the allocation for soldiers is a bit distance from where the students themselves reside. So the school gates is where this soldier camp is, like this is where the soldiers reside. But what about the students' area? So I think those are measures we need to put in. Now, I think the thing that I've not been saying since all the years of my life, I begin to see them this year. What was that? Self-protection gadgets are being sold in the public.
Yes. Everybody has to guide.
Everybody has to
guide yourself, please.
To stay alive. So I was like, what's going on? That point, or that's an indication to how serious insecurity has got into. Because people are like, save yourself, or protect yourself. Or if there are times that you can even call the police, right? And the police might not quickly come to your aid at that point. You have to do something. So they were selling this kind of shockers or spray,
pepper spray.
Thank you. I saw one. I attended trade fair and I saw a lot of things going on there.
Sold,
wow.
Defense.
But that is an indication to how far insecurity has got into Nigeria, that we are beginning to advise yourself. The police cannot shop for you when you need them the most. You have to do something for yourself.
They show up late.
Then something has to be done in terms of insecurity. Something has to be done.
The next and another very sad story is on the Tribune newspaper front page, where we see that Kogi government mourns as 26 fared killed over missing and others missing in boat accidents in page 3 of that newspaper. We see that a tragedy has struck in Ibaji local government area of Kogi State as boats carrying dozens of passengers capsized on the Niger River, leaving at least 26 people dead. Eyewitnesses say that the boat loaded with traders traveling from Onugwa community to Iloshi market in Edo State went down on Tuesday afternoon. Only 5 survivors have been confirmed. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has described this accident as shocking and unfortunate, commending first responders and urging water transport operators to prioritize safety over profit. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has directed the State Emergency Management agency to provide immediate relief to victims' family while promising stronger safety measures on waterways. Boat mishap remains frequent across Nigerian riverine communities, often to overloading, poor vessel maintenance, and lack of life jackets. First, this like I said, this is a very, very sad story,
Actually,
and
it's sad.
we can see that this has to do with safety again. When we're talking about safety, this has to do with safety again. I like the fact that the president and the governor took this into hand. Like they came out to say something about it, because we hear so many killings in Nigeria, so many deaths that can actually be avoided, and you just hear the deaths and they just come on newspaper headlines and they just pass away like nobody or nothing happened. But this is very bad. First of all, our condolences to all the families who have lost their beloved in this particular tragic accident. Secondly, we need to speak on our waterways, just like the governor of Kogi said. We need to start taking more, we need to start prioritizing safety in our waterways. We need to look into it, and just like the president says, safety over profit. Overloading was one of the things that was mentioned in this news. That's the reason why this particular accident happened. So that means it can be avoided. Why then do you want to pack? And you know, the funny thing about overloading, it happens not just on our waterways, but even when our road transportation. You see cab drivers overloading their cars just because of the money they want to collect. But if you look at it well, I do not know what fuels the boat, but the cab drivers complain because of the hike in the fuel price, and they say this is the only way they can be able to still make money for themselves and still maintain their vehicles to be able to carry them on a long distance and all of that. When you hear all this kind of reasons, you now tend to, will I say, understand with them, but still we must know that safety first. Safety first is very important, that safety is being prioritized over profit in this kind of situations when it comes to transportation.
Yeah, I really agree with you. In terms of Nigerians, we always want to put our profit first, forgetting that there are other factors we need to consider in order to stay alive. I think I like that. That's the word for the day, stay alive. So to all our viewers out there, please, let's do well to stay alive. Apply all these precautions, because I know something for a truth, that prevention is not only better than cure, it's also cheaper than cure. So if you're out there, in terms of boats, even on road, because you see the way these truck drivers overload their truck because of that extra space. No, there's still space here. Let's add another bag here, and it's
I'm very
risky.
sure if there was still space, they will even add again.
I'm sure. So, and you want to just take risk. Mind you, too much of risk is risky.
Yeah.
Yes, actually. So for those that lose their lives, our condolences to their family, but at the same time, to we that we have our businesses that relate to the water, that you want to ship your goods, you have to make use of the water. Please and please, I think some of the cautions we need to take, even weather conditions too, can be a factor that can cause some tragic events on the water. Some persons just do that stuff. They do not check the weather condition for the day. There might be a storm that can, and even in terms of maintenance, we just have to look at the boats. Is there any faulty thing there? Is there anything that can cause chaos unexpectedly? You have to look into it. And some persons have to be trained. Those that drive the boat, you just pick somebody that is just
life jacket also have to be provided.
Seriously, have to be provided, because anything can happen. Even weather condition might not allow it to capsize or whatsoever, but just be cautioned before time. So take life jacket along with you. Those that will operate on the boat should be trained individuals and have some safety equipment on even the life jacket I'm talking about.
So majorly, most of the headlines we've been picking are very tragic. Another very tragic, very, very tragic, because this has to do with family endangering their own family member, parents endangering their children. We see on the front page of the Punch newspaper that Nigeria arrested for attempted trafficking of daughter to Iraq. Now we see the full story. The National Agency of the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, has rescued 24 victims and arrested 5 suspected human traffickers at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Among these arrested is a retired senior security officer accused of being part of the syndicate operating across Southwest. The victims that were aged between 15 and 26 were reportedly being trafficked to countries including Iraq, Sudan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and as well other countries. One of the victims revealed that her own father attempted to traffic her under the disguise of securing her a supermarket job. The agency director general, Benita Adamu Bello, described this operation as part of the renewed efforts to dismantle human trafficking network and warned that unregistered recruiters to desist, and this has actually made a serious crackdown to follow the similar interception in Abuja as authorities intensify to fight against this exploitation of humans abroad. We've been hearing so many issues of human trafficking even before now, but to hear that,
it's so heavy.
One of the victim stories said one of the young girls said her father lied to her that he was taking her to the other country for a supermarket job, and she later found out that it was Iraq. That's the major person in this particular story on the front page of the Punch, and she later found out that it was Iraq and a dangerous place, and she felt betrayed. In her words, she felt betrayed that her own father. At this point, I do not know what we want to say about this particulars, because if your child was kidnapped, we will understand that your child was kidnapped, but with your hands you took your child just because of the will I say because of the hike of poverty. All of this adds and will I say contributes to so many mishaps that we have in the country. The fact of the part of poverty and joblessness is really so eating deep up into the country's citizens. I don't know how a father on his right mind he's not insane. He doesn't have any issues.
Then I think he's possessed.
Like you said, it's a spiritual issue, because we need to start looking into this. It's a serious issue for a father to come to a conclusion that after other options I have weighed, this is the best option.
He must be possessed truly, because sometimes even if we could frame it up and say the child was kidnapped, there's no going to be any form of indication that he was behind it, because they'll be like, come on, he's a father, and he might even be crying, meanwhile he's the one behind it. But it's even good that he was caught red-handed in the process, because it's something that he can deny, and everyone we know, we won't say for a fact he can't do something like that. Of course, he's the father. So that shows that there are still some things going on outside there that we cannot actually say this is it, because some of these persons might be hiding. I say again, he must be possessed, because we know how hard, or maybe they call it unwanted pregnancy or whatsoever. Maybe he's not ready to be a father yet. Should we say so? But even at that,
a child that you've raised to that age, 15 years. 15 years is the least of the age that was mentioned. So imagine 15 years. The child's already grown.
Yes.
This is a child that you're supposed to drop in school and look at the future of the child being a doctor, and you think the best way to actually solve your poverty issue is to pick the child up
and traffic
into human trafficking. It's very bad. But anyway, I want to applaud the National Agency of Prohibition and Trafficking for actually being able to apprehend this kind of people that is residing in Nigeria.
Yes.
Because I cannot even call them proud Nigerians. This kind of people that exhibit this kind of characters, I want to applaud them, as well as the federal government. And also, this actually shows a negative impact and negative view of the country.
Yes.
Because it just shows what the citizens are thinking of when it comes to the situation of the country. So many people are going through a lot. In fact, everybody is going through one one thing or the other in the country. I'm going through a lot, you're going through a lot, we are all going through a lot. We're in Nigeria, we are all going through this particular situation Nigeria is facing, but we must try our best not to look into bad response as the first response.
Yes.
In fact, it should not even be part of our responses to these situations we face. There are so many other responses you can give, but this kind of response is very bad, and it depicts a very bad view of the country.
Sure.
But we're going on a short break. When we come back, we'll be looking into our tech news.
Enhancing cybersecurity. As cyber attacks grow more sophisticated, cybersecurity technologies are evolving to defend against them. AI-driven threat detection systems, zero-trust architectures, and advanced encryption methods are becoming the new norm. However, keeping up with rapidly evolving threats is a challenge, especially for industries that handle sensitive data like finance and healthcare. The cybersecurity market is expected to reach $248.26 billion by 2024. But the constant need for innovation and adaptation means businesses need to stay vigilant.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is your newspaper review on Idea Television. We'll be going through some newspaper headlines, and now we'll be diving into our tech news. I've been doing this with Samuel in the house, and it was actually nice doing this with you.
It's a nice thing to see with you, Deborah.
So the first tech news we see there is Qualcomm adopts a new ARM tech to boost AI chips amidst rivalry with Apple and MediaTek. We see that chipmaker Qualcomm has shifted its flagship processor to ARM latest version 9 architecture designed to deliver a stronger AI performance. This move follows the last year legal clash between two firms, and it's expected to boost ARM revenues, with the shares already climbing 5% after the news broke. Analysts say that this upgrade positions Qualcomm to a better compete with rivals like MediaTek and Apple, who has already used the version 9 system to power mobiles and PC chips. Despite lingering disputes, experts called for a shift as positive signals arm and major step on Qualcomm global chip race. This is very beautiful. This is a beautiful. I think we've actually seen. I think previously, it was me and you, that should be last week, we saw a beautiful story from Qualcomm trying to connect your system. Even if your system is off, they had a chip maker improvement that even if your system is off, you can be able to access that system, can be able to track that system. I think we had that particular news. And this is another beautiful one. This just shows the competition in the tech space. Sure. And it's very beautiful to be seen that there's competition in doing good.
Yes. Making
Innovation. Not the bad parts, not seeing competition in robbery and every other thing that we have seen that's been in hike. Yeah. But the fact that there's a competition in making innovative ideas, everybody wants to rule the tech space. So if you come up with one idea, somebody thinks about your idea and sees how to make it better and how to improve on it just to be better and to actually come out and actually be the first on that. Another person looks at your idea, and that's how tech actually grows. Yes, to see that ideas are being looked into and being made better, that's how tech grows. But this is a very good one from Qualcomm company. This also shows and it actually attributes to faster and smarter devices, your phones, your computer. Using this new chip will help you run apps and AI tools smoothly on those phones and computers. We also see that there's betterment for AI. Since AI is everywhere, these new chips helps it easier. We see that Microsoft is rolling out a new subscription plan that is called Microsoft 365 Premium, priced at $19.99 a month. The package integrates the company's Copilot AI assistant across core apps like Outlook, Excel, and Word, offering its highest usage limit along with exclusive tools such as researcher, analyst, and actions. It also comes with one of the terabyte cloud storage that is advancing security through Microsoft Defender. This tech giant says that it will phase out Caplot Pro, giving existing subscribers the option to upgrade. Microsoft moves comes as a rival, including OpenAI with ChatGPT Plus to compete in modernizing their AI products on systems. This is very beautiful. Like I said, this is another beautiful idea coming from Microsoft to just make it better than every other ideas that has come out from it. This is a beautiful one. But the part that I'm looking at is the fact that will it be affordable for everybody?
That's another
You know,
thing
because I
have in
saw that
mind.
there was an increase in the price also,
Yes.
and it's monthly. So will it be affordable for even people that have small businesses, small cyber cafes and all of that? Will it be affordable for them monthly?
Well, the thing is, definitely, if there's a progress, there should be a progress in the price as well.
Of course.
So if you are interested in, because the amazing thing about this news is that the price was not just increased,
Yes.
but as you can see, there are other, features that were added to the Microsoft packages as well. So if you are interested in those packages, like the researcher, the analysts, the actions, even the introduction of GPT Plus, to even compete with their to even compete to monetize their AI product. So if you are interested in those features, you will know that since it's business, as you said, because all these things is not just for, I know for some persons that have it for personal, gain, but yet there are some persons that it's for their business. So definitely it's giving them certain levels of income. So if you know that these features will aid your work, will lessen the burden, will make it less overwhelming,
Yes.
will make your work faster,
Yes.
you have to pay the price, definitely. But at the same time, there are many other persons that may not be really buoyant in order to purchase these packages like that. But the same thing it all boils down to if you're interested in the futures, because I'm sure because some of these packages they have a reach, right?
Range, yes, yeah.
Sometimes they'll call it premium. I think premium is
This
the
one is the
highest.
premium.
This is the premium,
Yes.
right? So I'm sure there are still some
Version 9 premium.
Exactly. So
Microsoft
there are still
version 9
some
premium.
versions that are less cheaper than that.
But when we're talking about less cheaper, we've been having issues with Microsoft and cyber attacks and also data being breached on, especially on Microsoft. Microsoft has been having that issue, has been having that issue for like a very long time, and this is one of the things they've said that would improve their Microsoft, the security of the Microsoft on your system.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, why I'm talking about the affordability, because I believe that everybody's data or everybody's space on Microsoft matters. No matter the big, whether you're a big company or you're a small company, your data can be used for anything. And you of course, you know that you can be attacked at any time on the cyber space. Of course, I take the priority of the safety of everybody, not minding how big you are in the tech space or how small you are when it comes to tech companies. So the importance that we hold for a big tech company like I'm trying to look for a tech company to mention, like Google or every other this thing, we would hold that same importance for a small tech company, the smallest tech company you can think of, or anybody that's just buying and selling on the on the tech space. So if we are taking the importance, we should look into the affordability of this particular product for all users. Of course, we cannot start saying we want to differentiate. Okay, we cannot. I know that. Will I say with more improvement comes more money? You have to invest more to have a better improvement on when it comes to tech space and all of that. But is it possible for us to
balance it for
it for all users?
I think that answer the tech company will have to provide it, because we have some companies that regardless of their users, their price range is the same. But yet there are still some companies that they don't care who's reaching out to them. As far as you can afford it, you can go for this package. As far you can't afford this level of package, we have another package arranged specially for you. So the answer will still go back to the tech company if they are ready to balance, modulate their price range. Or because, for some of us that are into video editing and all those video editing apps.
Business owners.
Yeah, those business owners, they will give you a range. They will tell you the one per year. You see an enormous amount of money that you have to just pay, right? And the one per month, there's another level with limited features at some point. But yet there are still some other apps that can just tell you this is the amount for every single person, regardless of your status, regardless of how rich you are. So I think that boils back to the company if they are willing to go that route.
So like our president said, let us prioritize safety over profit. Let's look into this kind of improvements, not just because of the money that you're spending on it, but also because of the safety it's providing for you. Now we'll be looking at some impacts and how it actually help business owners as well as our students. This makes business students and professionals more efficient. It can also improve digital literacy by encouraging people to use advanced AI tools. It also enhances security and data protection, which we have always been speaking on. We've been speaking on security and data privacy. And if this provides security and data privacy on the cyberspace, I think then you should be able to buy into it, prioritizing your safety over profit. Now we've come to an end of our newspaper review. Thank you for watching. Thank you for gluing to your screen. Do well to continue to stay glued to your screen because we bring you more innovative programs after now. The Idea Money Digest will be coming. I am Jacobs Deborah, and with me in the studio was
Samuel Odeyemi.
Thank you very much out there. Do stay informed. Do stay safe. Bye for now.